Yo, in this video, I'll be giving you every single meta VAZNEV 9K setup that you can be using in ranked play, which in the Season 2 Reloaded update, they did buff some of the SMGs, one of those being the MP7, which is the Val 46. That gun is now very good, although the VAZNEV 9K is still going to be on top. And with the VAZNEV 9K, there is many different meta class setups. All the pros actually kind of run something a little bit different. So I'm going to be going through many different variations, and I'm going to try to make it so you can find your personal best one. Plus, if you want to use it outside of ranked play, I'll be giving you the tuning for all the attachments, and I will be giving you guys a very good build for outside of ranked as well as the ranked play build. With all that said though, for the first attachment on the stock, you guys got two different options. You have the Ultra Zat and the Broadside. By the way, do you want that Orion camo but you're just a little bit too busy to grind through all 2,000 camos? If so, you should definitely check out Guapci. Guapci provides weapon leveling services, camo unlock services, challenge unlock services such as the Warzone Nuke, and many more for all the platforms. Stay away from all the other stocks. You want to stick between these two. Basically, the Broadside is going to give you more pros than the Ultra Zap, but then you're going to have more cons. Lately, and including myself, I've been seeing more people running the Ultra Zat. This is because the Broadside really doesn't give you that many pros, and it does hurt the recoil control a lot, and so you have a way more stable weapon when you do run the Ultra Zat. But again, it is a personal preference thing. If you're running around and you're like, damn, this thing is slow, then you might want to try the Broadside. But for me, I'm going to be running the Ultra Zat, which then for the tuning just increase the overall mobility, making the weapon feel a little bit more light, and you want to do the same tuning if you were to run the Broadside instead of this Ultra Zat. And for the next attachment, you want to run this rear grip on every single VAZNEV 9K build. It doesn't matter what you're doing, you want to make sure you have the true tack grip. This is going to boost the overall mobility of the weapon. The main reason we are running this is for that sprint to fire speed. It basically means you can shoot your gun a little bit quicker after sprinting, which that does actually help you in so many gunfights. You guys will see like a night and day difference. And then again, for the tuning, just increase the overall mobility of the weapon. And by the way, this isn't based on a linear scale, so we're getting the most amount of sprint to fire when we increase it here rather than if we were to max that out. And for the next attachment, this is where then things start to get a little bit confusing and a little bit more on your personal preference. For me and the setup I was running in the gameplay, I'm going to be running an underbarrel, and this is going to be the Edge 47. In the Season 2 Reloaded update, all the underbarrels got a buff, and so now they're not going to hurt your ADS speed as much, which is why I'm running the Edge 47. Which another underbarrel that is identical to the Edge 47 is going to be the F-Tac Ripper. The next one down from these that is going to give you a little bit less recoil control, but then you're going to have more mobility, is going to be the Commando foregrip. Then the next one down from that is going to be the Phase 3 grip, which I believe the Phase 3 grip is G8 in the competitive league, so I won't be surprised if it's G8 in ranked play in the future. Then the next one down from that is going to be the Shark Fin, although the Shark Fin only adds aiming idle stability, so then your weapon sways less, giving you more predictable recoil. And again, for me in the gameplay, I'm going to be running the Edge 47. This is actually the build I'm running in the gameplay. I'm not running any other attachments. The reason I'm running this build is because the Edge 47 is hurting the mobility, but then we get a lot of recoil control to where we don't really need a muzzle. Plus, I'm running the Ultra Zat stock, not the Broadside, so then I still get a decent amount of recoil control. And you guys can see this thing is very easy to beam the enemies with, and you still have a lot of mobility. This is a very underrated setup, although you don't have the most amount of damage range. So if you really like the feel of this build but you just want a little bit more range on your weapon, go over to the barrel and throw on the cost barrel. This is going to severely increase that damage range, although it is hurting the mobility a little bit. So in this case, I might actually run the Broadside stock just to give a little bit more mobility. It's just you're going to have a little bit more recoil control, but overall, like I said, it is a personal preference thing. And then for the tuning on the barrel, I'm not going to be tuning the bottom. I don't really want to lose more ADS speed because it's already hurting it by a lot, but then I don't really want to lose damage range, so let's keep that at 0. And for that left bar, just increase the horizontal recoil control, which is your recoil steadiness. The aim walking speed's already pretty good. And then for the tuning on the Edge 47, I'm just not going to be tuning the left side, mainly because I don't really want to hurt the mobility, and then we don't really need more horizontal recoil control. And then just increase the aim walking speed, making each strafe a little bit quicker. And this tuning is going to be the same on every single underbarrel unless I'm running the shark fin. If I'm running the shark fin, I'm going to increase the recoil stabilization to right about there. So now we got the build I was running in the gameplay, but with a little bit more range. Although because the barrel is hurting the mobility so much, for me, I actually prefer to reduce the recoil control to have a little bit more mobility. I'm going to run the Commando or the Shark Fin 90 because I would say I'm a little bit of a better player. I can mitigate that recoil loss, so I'm just going to be running the Shark Fin just to maximize that mobility. So now the build has a lot of range but a lot of mobility. If you are using this and you're like, damn, this gun's just a little bit too bouncy, I need to have a little bit more recoil control, honestly, I would go over to the muzzle and I would throw on the Bruin Pendulum or the AVR T90 comp. I'm seeing a little bit more people running this. Still, the majority of players are running the Bruin, but it seems like the T90 is a very underrated one that more and more people are starting to use. And there's actually another pretty good muzzle I've been seeing. I think Ghosty run this. Overall, I don't really care for it, but I'm seeing more people run the Spiral Flash Hider. This gives you a little bit less recoil control than the Bruin Pendulum, but then you're gonna have more mobility, and so this is like a very lightweight muzzle. This is why it's a personal preference thing. There is so many different variations and they're all very good. So again, if you want a muzzle that gives you a little bit of recoil control but not really hurting the mobility, try out the Spiral Flash Hider. If you want a lot of recoil control and you don't mind a little bit slower mobility, then I would run the Bruin Pendulum or the AVR T90 comp. For me, I'm going to be running the Bruin Pendulum, and so this is one of my old setups. I really like this build. Sometimes I will throw on like the broadside if I am playing on like a very small map. And for the tuning on the muzzle, I would tune every single muzzle the same way. And just remember, you cannot tune in ranked. This is if you want to use it outside of ranked. So now we have a very good ranged build. In my opinion, this is the best build if you want to run a barrel. And say you really like this build, but you're just like, oh, I wish I had a little bit more mobility. Honestly, just take off the barrel, and this is another very good one. And lastly, there was one more variation of this build. Basically, it's the same thing, but you want to take off the shark fin and add the Commando foregrip, which is going to give you a little bit more stability. So now you have a very good balance between recoil control and mobility. You're just not going to have that much damage range because of the barrel. And I think with all that said, that is going to wrap it up for every single VAZNEV 9K build. I do have a friend who is very good. He basically runs the same thing, but then he actually swaps out the Commando foregrip for the Edge 47, and then maybe now he's running the Spiral Flash Hider just because the Edge 47 is bringing down the mobility, and then he needs a muzzle that gives recoil control but it's not hurting the mobility that much. And so this is another very good build. And just keep in mind, the build that we're running in the gameplay, my personal favorite right now, is this exact thing but without a muzzle. So now you have so much mobility, it's still a lot of recoil control. Now let's get into the nasty MGB gameplay. I got an Edge 47 on here and no muzzle, so we got a lot of recoil control and a lot of recoil control and still a lot of mobility. Didn't play Vanguard. I feel like there was no hype around that game. There was no hype around the game because it was World War II. World War II stuff, for the most part, is too boring. Like, maybe for a more realistic shooter, it's fine, but for Call of Duty, an arcade shooter, nah. Yeah, get off me, dude. I'm gonna nuke you, Zin. I'm gonna nuke your ass. Jesus, dude, I got fucking hella. See, these are the lobbies I usually leave. Like, when I'm searching, if I find this, I'll just back out. But nah. These guys are good. What headphones? You mean? Oh, Hunter, the Arctix 9X Pro or the 7X Pro. It's like the Steel Series brand. I would say they are one of the best ones you can get. Dude, this guy is literally on X Games mode. Actually. And then chat, once I warm up for a little bit, we'll hop into some ranked. I just wanted to talk to you guys for a second. I don't like this guy at all. I don't like him at all. He is the sweatiest. Like, he's playing sweatier than me. Like, I'm running around and playing like a pub, but he's playing it like a ranked. So we gotta end him. We gotta end him right now, boys. We gotta outsmart him. Where are you at, buddy? Where are you at, buddy? Oh yeah, this setup's nasty, boys. This setup's nasty. I think I like this one more than the other. He's snaking. Oh my god, so much mobility. So much mobility, chat. Back out? I usually would back out, but I really want to nuke him because it's just him. It's not like the full lobby. Oh, and I hope in the next Call of Duty our stims like will recharge by themselves like they do in other Call of Duties. Is he to my left? He over here? We're right about to get the advance, which is going to be helpful. Yo, what is your favorite LMG? I don't like the LMGs, but if I had to use an LMG, probably the RPK. That one is definitely the best RPG. I mean, the best LMG in the game. I almost said the best RPG. Oh, shit. Oh, no! He was holding lanes, boys. He was holding lanes. He was watching in mid. Yo, I think a good name is Sema. And then, oh, or Sema. I would just look it up and see if it's like searchable, like if it pops up. If someone else has it, you might want to do something a little bit more complicated and then you can adjust it later. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. I'm just trying to make it so it's easier for people to find your channel if they were to search it. Okay, I think we can get a nuke in here easy. That guy isn't that good. It's just him too. He's gonna come out of nowhere though and just world star me. And I'm not expecting it. Honestly, I'm taking his tack. Taking his tack for those ranged engagements. I think this is my new favorite VAZNEV setup though, for sure, my new favorite one. This one is nasty. I'm really liking this setup. Oh yeah, boys. So much recoil control and so much mobility. Oh shit. Oh my god! Dude, why is there so many guys randomly? Okay, I looked over at the chat and I almost died. Oh, I'm so scared. Oh my god. Oh my god, I got him on the last bullet. That's not good. Oh my god. Chat, this is so stressful. Oh, let's go! Get off me! Give me this nuke right now. Ah!
The enemy is taking the lead.
MGB, let's go, boys! Oh my god, we got it against the sweaty. You guys, you sweaty assholes, get nuked, motherfucker. Get nuked. Easy. That was a good nuke, boys. That was actually a good one. Good gameplay. Appreciate that, Voodoo. I think this will be tomorrow's gameplay for my my VAZNEV setup. I know I just did a VAZNEV setup, but this one is like my new favorite one, and like I just found it today. Like, I just realized how good this setup is, and I genuinely think it's the new best one in the game. When you start seeing Japanese letters or like just random dashes and stuff, you know they're good players. You know they're good players for sure. Oh my god, what happened? Jesus. Dude, I feel like I'm in a freaking orgy. I'm missing shots, but it's okay, boys. It's okay. Oh. Oh, we're missing shots, boys. We're choking. We're washed. It's over. We're done. Hope you're doing well. Dude, this setup is so nasty. So nasty. Look, these enemies think they're gonna win. They think they're gonna win. What if that one guy on the other team that's really good, what if he has a nuke? Like, I won't be surprised if he has a nuke too. Because he was playing pretty good, and these guys aren't the best. Like, my teammates aren't that good. And they're camping hard, but it is a hard point, so it makes sense, you know? Oh, my days. Here, I'm gonna call in this nuke. Let's freaking go, boys! Get nuked! And duked! Too easy. But get nuked, Zen. I feel like Zen's gonna leave the game. He's definitely gonna leave the game. Did he leave? Oh, one person left. Let's go, boys. We got a freaking nuke on them. He's probably so mad right now. Let's freaking go, boys! Get nuked!
Get nuked, motherfucker. This is easy.
Yo, Zin, you're fucking trash, you dog piece of shit.
What? You're fucking reverse boosting like fucking idiot.
Dude, I shit your asshole. Dude, I shit on you so hard. Dude, I killed you 10 times in that nuke. A third of my kills were on your ass. Let's freaking go, boys. Easy dubs with the $20 from Voodoo.
Little bitch like young, I bought a yard today. Let her pay they all yellow like a bird.